will give you always the best rate.
They connect to Binance, HitBTC, LMAX, and Kraken.
What I like about SwissBorg is that they have an amazing app.
PowWow, yo yippee yay guys, this is PowWow number 6. Super excited to be with you guys today. We're going to dive into the love of the community, then talk about the crypto markets with Bitcoin hitting $50,000 all-time high, and then talk about SwissBorg ecosystem, how is it flourishing and what's the new updates. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazel, the proud founder and CEO of SwissBorg, always here to serve you. If you're not part of the wonderful family picture, you know what to do. And by the way, I know someone sent me a picture, I just cannot find it. So please send it back and I'll add you to this wonderful, lovely family. Question of the week. What does Swissborg Nation represent for SwissBorg? Nations have been often delimited by religions, languages, or like in Switzerland, through essentially mountains and lands. And we know that thanks to technology, the notion of nation is getting a little bit mixed, is getting a little bit different. Thanks to social media and all of these new communication tools, we're seeing that everyone is a little bit European, everyone's a little bit Asian, everyone's a little bit American, and we're getting more and more cultural mix. And the fact that the language of barrier is getting lower and lower, and we're effectively able to communicate, we see things changing. But I think so something that's even greater than that is the invention of blockchain. And we've seen this with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin today is accepted in pretty much every country around the world, and it's being mined in pretty much every world in the world. Imagine that, where you say that Palestine and Lebanon and Israel, they're all actually mining and trading Bitcoin. Same that goes for Iran. Same what goes even to South Korea and North Korea. You're being exchanged and mined in different countries at the same time. Same with other different countries all around the world. Because all of these nations believe that crypto doesn't have a political agenda, right? It has how we could create the decentralized power. And we've seen now that more and more as things evolve and we're seeing these great DEOs happening, this is when SwissBorg Nation should happen. An ecosystem that could be driven through its citizens, having governance rights in order to really build a real meritocracy. The meritocracy that we're building is something very different. And I think so, at SwissBorg, we are here to make, a greater world, to make something much better than for ourselves. Really create something to democratize wealth management by making it fun, fair, and community-centric, but as well decentralizing nations. And that's the reason why this is paramount, is how we are going to create a nation and how we could essentially elevate these different governance rights for you guys for making the clear and right things to do within the network. And that's what it means, is how to empower you guys making the right choices for the future of this network, and how we could grow as an ecosystem and make this meritocracy become true. Question from last week, PowWow. Security, essentially. At SwissBorg, the security is paramount. Your data and your crypto. And you know very well that today, which is amazing about SwissBorg, we've built the entire wealth app, such as a blockchain. Everyone has an ID. You could go on your app, check that you actually have an ID. And that an ID enables you to verify that all the course of action that's taken from your wealth app belongs to you, and it can only belong to you. That's how we segregate essentially all the wallets. On top of that, as you guys know, we have been one of the first, or the first actually meta exchange or exchange as well, to implement MPC technology. MPC technology is the most secure way to essentially protect your assets. There's no one just backdoor to that private key. Now the private keys are being essentially computed into multiple different servers and being as well encrypted to make sure that all your assets are at the highest grade security on a software level, not on a hardware level. A lot of people promise, but they still have that backdoor and there's a single point of failure. This is how much we have invested in R&D, and this is why we have chosen to work with MPC technology. And that really is, I think so, one of the best ways to protect you. On top of that security layer, we are as well regulated. So we have a lot of different frameworks that we do have to respect in order to, again, to protect your assets and make sure that you sleep at night. Last but not least, everyone talks about not your keys, not your coins. I'm going to ask you a question. How many shares have you bought that you actually literally have the paper at home? 0. Maybe your grandfather has some. And that goes the same to how things evolve in the future. I do believe some people want to store their own assets within their own private keys and put it on a ledger. We have seen internal community members that have lost everything with a ledger, okay? And maybe some people will never lose it, and it's a great way for them. But most probably 90% to 99% of the planets will not want to keep your own keys. Why would you keep all your funds within your mattress, right? You know that we are a regulated, trusted network at SwissBorg and company that we really want to make sure you provide you the best investment experience. If you want to withdraw your money, your funds at any time, you could do that. And maybe not your keys, not your coins was maybe made sense in 2014, 15, and 16 maybe. But since that, a lot has improved. And not only at SwissBorg, but in the entire ecosystem. If tomorrow an exchange gets hacked, what could happen, right? Internal hack or whatsoever. Most of these exchanges will pay you back if they're credible, if they're licensed, and if they really want to stay into the game. And we've seen that multiple times. And now we're in 2021. And I strongly believe the safest and the best way to keep your crypto is to store it at SwissBorg. Community vibes. Talking about a lovely community. SwissBorg Cafe is on. I love it. It's a place on a daily basis where you just could meet and just talk about different topics, about the markets, about security, you just said. You could talk about whatever you have in your mind regarding crypto, economy, technology, security, any topic that you guys want to talk, just go through it. It's really an open discussion. It talks about SwissBorg, but whatever themes that you have in mind. And I really think this is a great way for beginners, intermediates, but as well experts to share their opinions, ask their questions, and build a better ecosystem together. So if you want to take part of it, please go on the Discord channel. We have a lovely community there that is growing on a daily basis that will be there to answer all your questions. Welcome to the family, Luke Kolia. Really excited to have him, a very smart person that is part of the investment DeFi analyst. That is a dream come true job. I mean, think about that a few years ago. I want to be a DeFi analyst. DeFi what? Yes, and that's happening. That's how great SwissBorg. We're always bringing R&D. We're always experimenting new things and trying to get better and better at what we do. And that's why Luke is going to be a big change with us, and I'm really happy to have him. If you want to be part of our lovely family, there are more and more new jobs. We just have chief of staff that will be in Switzerland, someone that will really help the strategy within the group, working very closely with many executives such as myself, making sure that our objectives and key results are online, our roadmap is online, and making sure that the boat is going to the right direction, or our spaceship is targeting Mars in an efficient way. We have a new job as well, which is a senior talent acquisition manager, and this is really for recruiting a lot of more people. We would like this person to be seated in Europe, mainly in Poland and UK, because we have an amazing community in Poland, and we are more and more the brightest brains coming from Poland, which is really cool. So if you want to be part of this team, please apply to any of these jobs. If you know anyone, refer this job. You will earn up to 3,000 SwissBorg tokens, which is awesome. News of the week, essentially institutional getting more and more into crypto. We've seen the case with Square, then it went to Tesla, and now it's everyone that wants to get it. MasterCard, BN1 Mellon, JP Morgan, all the big tech guys. And what they want to do, well, MasterCard wants to get obviously into the crypto business through stablecoins, as Visa has partnered up with USDC, but as well with different crypto payments in general. BNY wants to bring in custody solutions like that. Their clients could buy and sell digital assets. JP Morgan is just getting more and more their hands into crypto, what is really good, and want to make sure that essentially you could trade Bitcoin through different sophisticated or non-sophisticated products. City of Miami, the mayor is just trying to win over every crypto company and citizen around the states. I think so. He wants to be the new Crypto Rico, Puerto Rico, but in Miami. He was very vocal about giving the fact that you could be able to pay taxes in Bitcoin and crypto. You'll be able to pay salaries as well going forward. And I think so it's really great to see that there's this competitive mindset in the US that we find as well here in Switzerland, which is that each state or canton is trying to bring more innovation to the table. With that, obviously, Jack Dorsey, Google, and Facebook, all of these guys are looking to pay to have payments in Bitcoin, which is amazing. I mean, imagine all these salaries, even if it's 10% of these guys that pass it on Bitcoin, that is going to be a huge influx in that price. And more importantly, democratization of this wonderful industry. And same that goes for Airbnb, Uber. I mean, all the big tech guys. Now we know that Silicon Valley is deep into crypto. New York is the capital. The capital is deep into crypto as well. The world is deep into crypto. And hopefully we'll see this more and more growing aspects within Europe and Asia. And we're pretty sure it's going to happen. I just wonder who's going to be the next big European company that is going to rather pay your crypto or have treasury. Just write it down here, and the one who has the biggest comments, the biggest likes will win this cool super mask. And yeah, so just do it. Post your comment. We'll be the next company that'll buy it. If the one has the most likes, we'll actually win this cool mask and this super cool bracelets. Announcements of the week. 30%. A lot of people were saying, okay, guys, I want to go into crypto right now and not put too much in the yield because, the yield is too low. 30%, guys. I know it's just one day, but that is insane. 30% for such a small amount of risk is really something considerable. Please take in consideration that diversifying your portfolio with crypto and the smart yield is the smartest move, especially right now we're at all-time highs. 200,000 users. 200,000 users. Crazy. 200,000. This is insane. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but this is a massive announcement, not of the week, but of the year. Market updates. Yes, all-time high. 50K, baby. 50K. That beautiful Bitcoin went again from 11 months ago from 4,000 to 50,000. That is insane. Over 12 times in the short span of less than a year. That is a lot, right? Though the weird thing is that it is all-time high, but the momentum is still there, right? Each time that there's a correction, there's immediately someone buying back. What I believe is that there's big institutions that are trying to back and trying to put their treasury into crypto. Pension funds, sovereign funds, or just big institutional hedge funds. But there's definitely some big whales that are accumulating Bitcoin, which is great because we're seeing that most probably like Guggenheim got in 18, put in 500 million at 18,000. Well, now we're at 50. These guys, you know, did 2.5, so they're probably liquidating some of their positions, but we're seeing new buyers coming in, and that's a very healthy cycle right now. Obviously, the resistance here is really 50,000. If we break that 50,000, then we're gonna get into new territory where it's gonna be quite insane. Talking about CHSB, obviously there's been some consolidation. This is the chart with Bitcoin. Amazing momentum. After the score tonight, most probably we're gonna go for another rally. There's so much great things happening. I would say, is it normal that some people are taking profit? It is, but we're seeing a lot of new people buying in at 80 cents or 90 cents. So that as well, reshuffling, a little bit similar to what's happening with Bitcoin is happening with SwissBorg. I would say then the other amazing thing is that we don't have so much beta. I mean, we do have some beta eventually, but not as much as the others, right? We even see when Bitcoin is falling down that actually CHSB is going up. And that really shows that we are, obviously, if Bitcoin goes well, we're probably going to do well on the mid run and long run. But we see as well that there's a fundamental structure and behavior that is independent to some extent. And that really shows again that Swissborg token is really amazing opportunity, and that I want to thank all of you guys for trusting us for this. Last but not least, this is massive. As you guys know, Ethereum gas price is just out of the roof, $100 in most cases, and therefore a lot of people have been using Binance Smart Chain, like PancakeSwap and different Venus and different other protocols. And the reason why they're using Binance Smart Chain is the fact that the gas price is much lower. And it's quite crazy to see that actually Binance Smart Chain has done more transaction than Ethereum in the last days. And this is gonna put a lot of pressure on the shoulders of Ethereum team. There's no doubts. Just to think about what is Binance Smart Chain is a combination of Ethereum and Cosmos. And it's much more centralized and therefore is much faster and is much smoother and essentially has no gas fee pretty much. So Ethereum right now, Vitalik and the whole Ethereum team, they're right now stressed. There's no doubt there. So most probably this is going to fuel them to essentially come up faster with Ethereum 2.0, which is a fantastic news for this market. And so we'll see how things goes. But I'm very positive about this massive DeFi trend that again has grown from 0 million to 15 billion last year to now over 45 billion in the span of only 2 months. Warning, guys. The fear index is at the highest peak. This is a massive warning, guys. Warning, warning, warning. This shows again that, we're at a very high stage. This could go down and go up again, right? But right now, a lot of people are in crypto and the greed is very high, which usually has a correction after. Not always, not necessarily, but we should be aware about this. So if you had made amazing gains, we again recommend you to get into the smart yield for the good right of it. There's as well more and more people that are getting scammed, unfortunately, through these LN giveaways, and that's quite sad. We saw from our part, which was really awesome, is that people actually from the Wealth app wanted to pay these different wallets. And some of these transactions were actually blocked thanks to our technology that scans all these different wallets and sends that if you want to send your funds to a wallet that looks very strange and that we have highlighted as a high risk, we will not let you do so if besides contacting you and making sure why you're sending it to this actually wallet. So that at least saves some funds for this users. And I would say another thing what's happening, which is not a very good sign, is that we're seeing a lot of pumps on Dodge and these different tokens that don't have really a fundamental value to their token or don't really have like a technology new enhancement. And there's a lot of these tokens that are pumping, like Bitcoin Cash as well. And that is never a very good sign. That's people shuffling their positions and trying to not manipulate the market, but play around with the market and bring people to buy at a very high valuation these different tokens that don't necessarily have an edge on the market. What's new in Swissborg ecosystem? Well, that amazing website. We have redesigned everything from technology to the user experience, and we're very, very, very happy about this. We really believe that the website is not just a vitrine where you could check out things, but more a product itself. And it looks like with these stats that it is showing. So what's really new is that we've built the whole thing. It's better and better in terms of mobile and desktop friendly. In terms of acquisition, 500,000 page views. There's been 256,000 users, and mainly it's coming from France, Switzerland, and UK as well. We're seeing more and more traction on the mobile, which makes sense, and we're really happy that, again, this is getting better in terms of user experience with a mobile version. In terms of roadmap, there's always fixes, optimization, localization, which is thanks to very strong. If you're in Suisse Romandie, vous aurez le site en français avec le franc suisse. If you're in Zurich, well, you actually will get it in German eventually, and as well with Swiss francs. So really making sure that localization is really important. Same for the other, every country has its own currency of reference. Translation is going to happen. We're going to have different things regarding security going forward. News, refresh pages about us, going to change a bit. And we're going to build a website for Crypto Challenge as community app is migrating to the Crypto Challenge, and that will be its product on itself and not necessarily be a Swissborg branding and therefore have its own thing. Well, tap in the numbers. Over 200 million volume last week. Amazing. 1.2 billion. We'll probably get to 2 billion very shortly. Yes, in 1 month, 26,000 people have bought Swissborg tokens through the Wealth app. Thank you so much, guys. This means a lot. And it means as well, this is a new period, right? Where people are essentially buying the token at a higher price than other of us. So that's reshuffling a bit. And we're seeing as well more and more people having it and less whales detaining Swissborg tokens, which is very healthy for the Swissborg ecosystem. 200,000 number of users, which is amazing. 820 million asset under management, all-time high. In the last 30 days, 100,000 KYC, guys. This is a big amount of people that have on board, and thank you so much to the entire team. And again, apologies for those that is still taking time for onboarding, but as well finding their payments. 44 million net flow last week came up. That means of new asset under management, which is really, really huge. Swissborg CHSB, we had over close to 4,000 people. Probably next we will be at 4,000, which is great. People becoming more and more premium. 15% of total supply staked into that premium. We have as well something that is just growing as the Swissborg, 265 million Swissborg tokens. That's close to 40% of actually the token supply. We are 75% away to route of 50, $800,000 in the protect and bird. We're going to really push that one back whenever, if it ever happens, there's a correction. We're ranked 70, and this is really, really amazing stats. So without further ado, community index is at 8.5, 9, 9.1, 2, 3, and 9.8. Again, the reason coming from the fact that the CHSB token has not increased as much. The volume either is constant, but all the rest is just growing. The activity app, bam. The social media, thanks to you, bam. The DEO, boom. And the community app, boom again. Everything is flourishing, and I really want to thank you guys for this trust and this great momentum that is building of referring new people to get into the ecosystem and to really control their wealth and hopefully build a better world with us. Tomorrow night, crypto night at 9 o'clock at the evening, like always. Looking forward to have Crypto Wendy, an influencer that knows a lot about crypto in general. She's going to talk about altcoin. She's going to talk about Dogecoin, Polkadot, and how she sees the future that is very bright of this ecosystem. Swissborg Nation, guys, as you know, it's coming time to elect our wonderful national councils, our real parliament that will take the decisions of how to build a brighter future. We will be sending shortly an email with essentially the white paper. It will go to the large token holders, top community app players, the DO contributors, premium users on the Swissborg app. If you haven't received it, please let us know and you will then get it. And obviously we want that by the end of this month to scan essentially all the wallets and to elect these 50 seats. That will change forever our wonderful ecosystem. I'm looking so much forward to have these nightless conversation with these wonderful national councils and how we could build something better, these retreats and these obviously quarterly votation that's going to happen. I'm looking really forward to it. And obviously, if you're not part of the top 50 yet, well, there's still a few weeks to be there. And if not, we will be electing other tranches because we want this national council to have 200 people within this parliament. And hopefully you'll be part of the next list if you're not chosen on this one end of February. Guys, as you go, this is amazing time. We're living all-time highs more and more and more. It's providing me a huge smile, and you know, we have great news as well regarding the support. You know, we have had some heat there. We have hired over 35 people. The number of tickets only in the last 2 days have went from 12,000 to 5,000 exactly right now. So we're looking into all these different payment issues. And on top of that, you know what we're gonna probably provide in the short run is virtual IBANs for GBP and euros. So that's going to take off probably the biggest amount of issues that we have right now. So that is how we play defense, guys. Defense is something that is really important. We are always trying to improve everything within the Wealth app. Sometimes you guys don't realize it because it's not maybe a product or a feature, but we're gonna have soon a very new release, and it's really gonna help the back office and all the middle office as well. So we're always working on hard things to improve the experience for everyone. And now that we have 200,000 community members that are on the app, this is a game changer. We'll probably have 300 hopefully in the next month if we see this increasing pace, and thanks to all our lovely community members that are really growing on a daily basis. It's fascinating to see how much success is going through the app, how much success going through the token and the entire ecosystem in general, which is something that we're very proud of. And again, thank you guys. You know, it's been a wonderful start of the year, and I'm very positive of the rest. So guys, wish you a great life. Be happy, healthy, and wealthy. Take care, guys. Love you. Bye.
Whether you want to buy 100 Bitcoins or 10 euros, you can always get the best price execution.